actually meant it. My fist caught the soft spot just below the cartilage of your sternum and kept moving into you so quickly, a pathetic puff of air broke free of your mouth and you let out the kind of wounded animal sound they edit out of nature videos. Because everybody knows the only way to love a wild thing is if it has some semblance of dignity. I want to tell you how I learned in that moment that there are monsters in my blood I am unwilling to become, but even though the memory is too clouded with the shame of it to be certain, I am pretty sure I pulled back and hit you again. I think when I did it, our eyes met, and the confusion that I found there wasn't enough to make all of me sorry until hours later, when my limbs stopped shaking and I could remember how my name was your first and most frequent word, baby sister. Your suffering was the classroom of my unlearning. You are the reason I know not all love should be laced with violence. It took years, dancing brutality across your cheekbones, self-righteous with a rage you were too young to deserve, before I recognized the warm, familiar scent of insult on my breath and knew I'd built a home for us out of the worst of what I've come from. By the time I caught myself, I'd torn into your flesh so often, it was a kind of comfort. I possessed your voice in tiny increments, stealing snatches of it to build a birdhouse in my pockets for my pride, hungry for more proof that I know you so well. I can finish your sentences. I can make you never start another one. I can renovate you. Rip the floorboards from beneath your feet until the open air is all you stand on and your mouth rings a bell begging me to save you again. Even now it's difficult to hear you thank me for the way I raised you right. You, the kid with all the hairline fractures just below the surface of her voice that never seemed to let her rest. The girl who can't hold a job for more than 2 months at a time, doesn't know how to be gentle with herself just yet, hasn't figured out when she'll leave her shit town, if she ever will. You thank me like it wasn't my boot that smashed your spine. I visit with your echo sometimes, retrace all the places where my hands and words betrayed you, but I'm not looking for forgiveness in these hollows I've dug out. It is the spark of you I miss the most. I keep looking for that place that held you when you ran away. I'm hoping someday you're going to find your own way back. So I have ripped away each finger of the phantom of my fist from around your throat. I've sewn back together all the tattered pieces of your tongue and unplucked it from its house inside your lips. Speak now. Your body is your own again. The only thing missing from this revival is your breath. So now that we've done heartbreakingly tragic, got some more of that for you guys. This piece is called Depth Perception. On the weekends, we would set the parakeets free inside our apartment and wonder at their inability to understand walls. Within a cage so small, there was no need to learn what wings can really do, the miracle of hollow bones and lift gratuitous. A tease of potential, a hungry plague upon the mind. No wonder they would screech, inconsolable at sunrise. A body deprived of its own purpose is its own source of madness, insults, and ache without release. Once freed, they were greedy with the air inside our cramped and cluttered rooms. This was the closest to feral they would ever get to be. So they ignored the formalities, like slowing down because there was no more space to fly. I remember the wet and sickening thud of tiny skull against plaster, then glass, then wood. Each frantic collision, another spike of panic in our blood. It always sounded like the impact might kill them. You always wondered if that was what they wanted. An honest ending. A conclusion when they were most themselves.